Yeah, when you look at the Ten Commandments, you have to admire the power, you know, how it covers the ground. You see, yeah. But I know nothing about the Ten Commandments. You will not desire your neighbor's wife, your neighbor's donkey,
Yeah.
your neighbor's everything.
Yeah.
And everything that
belongs to
him.
him.
Which I love, because you have a feeling that the guy is reflecting in the course of the thing, and it includes everything owned by the neighbor. Therefore, the idea of private property is there. And the 10th commandment here indeed is in a way a consequence of everything else. If you respect everything else, you still have concrete desires, daily life to deal with, you know, and you have to separate what is mine from what is yours and keep it that way.
Mm-hmm. Right.
There is a basic understanding how desire functions, but the very concrete circumstances, because the neighbor, you know, in French is the prochain, proximus,
yeah.
You know, the closest guy to you.
Yeah.
So this idea of the guy who's next to you, of course, is extremely significant. He's a guy you're likely to fight with.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, indeed, it's very concrete. This is certainly a transition between, this is in a polytheistic context,
yeah.
But in order to see it in the right way, you have to put that context first. We are getting out of, you will have no other, it's a negative, that the command about God would be the negative is fascinating. It's really getting out of polytheism. The formula suggests that. Therefore, we can assume that it's a beginning, it's linked to the beginning of Jewish monotheism. Just a deduction from the language itself, mm-hmm. which is, and it's interesting that it was preserved through the ages, that therefore the formulation must be extremely old and conservative. Mm-hmm. You may be out of polytheism, mm-hmm. but all the rules that went with polytheism don't think they are abolished. Mm-hmm. I monopolize them all, and for the time being at least, there is no reason to change anything about these rules. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Monotheism, in a way, I have nothing to say, but the fact of having nothing to say about it, of being unable to deduce it from any general situation that would be common to all men, mm-hmm. is not criticizing it, but just the opposite. To say its greatness, we don't know where it comes from. But there it is. And in a way, it emphasizes its own originality, since the background is polytheistic. So it's a departure from polytheism that I will emphasize rather than the association. The association with polytheism goes without saying. Mm-hmm. In a way, you could see very well how the Ten Commandments could make no allusion to polytheism if there were a question of driving it away, or a possible rivalry with it and so forth. But it's, no, we have to rise above it. This is better, but we don't know why, mm-hmm. so far. Yeah. The dropping of his prohibition, I think, is due to the fact that the danger of polytheism is no longer there. The refusal of images is images multiply there are several images, they multiply to God, and it's part of the moving away from polytheism, I think. So there comes a point where you can go back to images safely, because it will not. If you have several images of Christ, you see it's the same Christ. But at the beginning, you might be tempted to say, no, we have several gods there, and it's better because we need to be protected. We'll be better protected by several gods than by one, I would say. It is very understandable that the relaxation of that prohibition might be interpreted as a danger of the pro-icon. People were right. I mean, there was no return to polytheism because of that. But I think that the anti-icon business is, we don't want to do anything that might bring back other forms of religion.